How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys just saw, I picked up another pretty fun toy. As you guys know, I love going out here in the mountains of North Carolina, and every time I try to look for a new car, I think the first thing that comes to my head is it well enough built / sorted for these mountains? And I would say that this is arguably probably one of the best deals that you can find on Marketplace, period, for the price. I actually ended up trading this vehicle for a Ram 2500 that I had. It was just too big for me at the time. I'm gonna end up getting another truck in a couple months once track season starts, but I was itching for another little fun toy that was pretty good on gas, and I figured why not get a spicy hybrid. And the reason why I call this a little spicy hybrid is because, as you know, these cars from factory are a hybrid. That's probably like I think like a 1.4 liter 4-cylinder or something like that. But yeah, these Honda CRZs are very, I feel like, unappreciated in the car scene just because they're hybrids. They did come with a manual from factory, but most of them are automatics. This is probably one of the more enjoyable cars that I've had the privilege of driving up here. And that's because this car is no longer a hybrid. All of the batteries, the battery assist stuff was taken out of the vehicle by the previous owner. And if you pop the hood, this is where all the magic happens. This car is K-swapped. Yeah, the power to weight ratio on this car is just stupid. This has a swap motor. As you can see, it's got the K24a RBB3, which is the Japanese K24a. The US DM is the K24a2 that came in the Acura TSX. And as you can see, this car has a bunch of cool little bits and pieces around it. So as you can see, you have the RBC intake manifold. So the previous owner, whenever he swapped this motor in it, he ended up getting the intake piping, the manifold, and the valve covers like paint match. It's got some like crazy sparkle to it. He put a bunch of really cool parts on this thing. It's got a bunch of hybrid racing stuff like the hybrid racing oil cap. It's got a K-tuned idler pulley from an EP3. With these vehicles, Hasport makes a bunch of cool parts for it. So it's got Hasport mounts, Hasport wiring harness, and a bunch of cool stuff. The car is tuned on K-Tuner. I kind of wish he used another software, but it is on K-Tuner. We're gonna go and get this thing retuned in a couple weeks because it does need to be buttoned up a little bit and be retuned. But we're gonna be working on that. You guys will see a video on that when that comes out. But for the engine, basically, yeah, K20A RBB3. I need to get this thing on a scale, but I think it weighs around 2,300 pounds with the batteries out of it. So this thing power to weight ratio is kind of making my M3 look like a fat pig. But this is pretty much the car. It's got a big brake kit upgrade, OEM Plus. It's got RSX Type S brakes, stainless steel lines. It's on Koenig wheels on Firehawk Indy 500s, but I actually just purchased some Falcon RT 615Ks to throw in this car in a couple months. So it'll be on a 200 tread wear, and this thing will absolutely rip. As far as the transmission goes, it's got a JY 5-speed transmission out of a Honda Accord. I believe it's like a 2006 Honda Accord transmission. I wish he kind of did the 6-speed swap instead of the 5, because this 5-speed, I believe, is just an open diff, and the gear ratios for the mountains are just kind of too far apart. I find myself like pretty much being in second gear this whole road, and when I go to third, it just pretty much falls out of VTEC. But as far as the transmission goes, it's got hybrid racing short shifter cables, so it feels really nice and notchy. Honestly, feels like a video game. As far as this whole build goes, like, it is the ultimate like mountain road canyon carver. But it is not very daily driver friendly because it has a composition stage 2 clutch in it, and it is a very heavy clutch. So I'm gonna have to get used to that. But for now, I just wanted to show you guys my new daily / mountain toy. And I would like to do a track day or two in this thing. I just want to see kind of what numbers it puts down. I'm sure it's probably stupid fast at a track like CMP. But as far as the car goes, project-wise, I would really like to get AC in this car. It shouldn't be too hard to get it in here because there's more than enough room to get the lines in there and everything. But I would like to get AC in here. Obviously, swapping out the steering wheel when that comes in. Seats, getting it retuned, and windshield's cracked, as you can see, because the car sat for a while under a tree while it was being swapped. So we're definitely going to replace that windshield. But other than that, I mean, the car is pretty well set up. It has cheap D2 coilovers on it, which honestly, the dampening is non-adjustable as far as I know, but they ride really well on these mountain roads, and I really have no complaints. Depending on how long I own this car, I'll probably end up swapping to Fortunautos like what I have on my M3. So that's basically it for my new to me, I guess, Honda KRZ. I'm gonna call it a KRZ since it's not a hybrid anymore. But yeah, this thing is super fun. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to see with this car on the channel. Definitely doing a lot of mountain runs on it. I'm going to try to do a few track days here and there. It needs a couple cooling mods for me to be comfortable to actually push it, because right now it's on a tiny radiator. That's probably the stock CRZ one, so we're going to try to get a Mishimoto one in there. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got for today, and let me know what you think of the K24 swapped Honda KRZ.